Hey guys, what's going on? And thanks for tuning into Legatum Gaming. So this week is another State of the Game update, 21st of September 2017. So like most weeks, what I will do is I'll go through all of what was said on the stream earlier, just to try and make it a little simpler for you guys and to pick out the best bits. So I will put in the actual stream details below in the description so you guys can check it out. Right, so let's make a start. The famous RPM glitch, which you guys can see on the screen right now. They're saying that they initially fixed it for what was 1.7.1. However, they have not completely fixed it. What they're basically saying is you can actually stack it once and you won't get banned for it. So I'm going to start off with a real downer now so you guys can see this is my original video about banning people. Now, what they're saying is if you do use it again, in terms of the new one where you can actually just stack it once, they're saying nothing will really happen. Now, I'm going to start off on a real downer, really disappointed with that, and I'm actually going to make a separate video for that. Like, that's just uncalled for. So in a nutshell, I won't be doing anything about that, but I will speak another time. All right. Now, going forward, they are aware of the skill haste glitch, and they are looking into that. So if we get into the details, PTS for console may be delayed, is what they originally stated. However, they're not confirming that it might be delayed. They were just saying that there may be a possibility. So where the PC one starts tomorrow, normally console is kind of like a week behind, so it might actually be next week. However, they can't confirm. All right, now in terms of the positives for the update, so always start on negatives and end with positives. That's the way I kind of roll things as a point of thumb. All right, so they mentioned a new revamped underground makeover. So there's going to be kind of like new directives, is what they kind of quoted, where you complete various modes. Now, they did mention kind of like an electricity-themed mode, and it's kind of like a shock torrent effect. So basically, you're going to be given kind of like bullets that have the shock effect. Now, it does look pretty cool. In addition to the underground, they're going to be adding kind of various checkpoints during different milestones of kind of like missions or objectives, just to make it a little less frustrating when people get, or players or groups, get quite far, maybe 2 out of 3 of the segments, and then they die and they got to respawn it all again. So they're going to be adding checkpoints. And I suppose the biggest thing they're going to be adding to the underground is they're going to be adding hunters. So those people who play survival will be familiar with these. Obviously, they're big guys, they're really strong, really hard, and hit goddamn good. Now, hunters will spawn on +1 of your group. So for example, if you're solo, you will encounter 2 hunters. If you're a 2-man team, you will encounter 3, and so on and so forth. You guys get the idea. Now, they randomly spawn, and if they do kill you, you actually won't see them again until the end of your mission or objective. However, they haven't confirmed you will definitely see them. However, they said it is a high possibility, and they will come and find you. So on each kind of objective or mission you do on the underground, the chances of you encountering hunters is very high. Now, with the added extra threat, they're also trying to make the added loot better. So, as well as the bosses drop in, exotics, they've confirmed, hunters will also have the possibility of dropping these as well. So, with drastic changes comes drastic rewards, I guess. So, not too bad. They also mentioned changing Adept in 1.8, which is pretty reasonable. So, whereas everybody knows you can stack Adept, you can kind of get it, I believe it's 5 times, you can max out Adept, and then you're kind of naturally running with maybe like almost 50% critical hit chance as a base. What they're going to do now is you're going to be able to stack that kind of just a once. So, not really stack it, but basically it refreshes. So once you use it, it's going to proc and refresh. Therefore, theoretically, it's kind of like you're guaranteed almost all the time a 7.5% crit hit chance, which is pretty reasonable. So let's see how that goes on to play. However, what I have thought in the back of my mind is if it is 7.5% almost all the time, then I would imagine Fierce would become kind of obsolete. Although they didn't mention that, it's going through my mind. So why would you have a talent of Fierce, which I believe is 5%, when theoretically you could have Adept at always 7.5%? It doesn't make sense. However, I suppose that's one for the future. Now, they did go on to talk about the PTS, and they've stated there will be various waves in terms of various phases. Therefore, they can't get actually what they want all out in, for example, the first phase or the first week, whichever one you want to call it. However, what they did confirm is in Wave 1 or Phase 1, they're going to be introducing the Rogue 2.0, which was spoke about last week. So if you guys didn't miss that, then what I will do is I'll add that at the end of the clip. So do check that out. Some good changes going on Rogue 2.0. Although I won't talk about it too much, the video explains more. Skirmish, so that's going to be coming out, which is the 4v4 mode. Again, looks really, really good. Really looking forward to that. Now, Westside Piers, they did mention in the open world will be available, but they won't have the full gameplay mode. So again, this will come in maybe week 2 or week 3. Now, this is the big one. So they're going to be releasing new classified gear with the PTS. And the gear is six lots of classified gear. And I can confirm they're going to be Tactician, Firecrest, Predators, Banshee, Hunter's Faith, and the Defense set. Now, they didn't go into detail in terms of what they look like, although we all have seen and know what the new 6 pieces is like. They did actually pay great attention to Hunter's Faith, which is pretty reasonable because it's going to be actually concentrating now on the bolt action sniper. Now, although they didn't go into the detail of what the exact talents are, they're basically saying it's really favorable for the bolt action sniper and concentrates a lot on headshots, etc., etc. So that will be pretty good for the players, maybe a little replacement for Deadeye. In addition, they're going to rebalance kind of like the exotics. So, I mean, we all know exotics suck. And really, there's only maybe 2 exotics that are used, which is the MDR, although I don't see it too much anymore, and the Bullfrog. So what they're saying is the talents won't change. So the talents are the same. However, they will increase the damage, reduce the recoil, increase the stability, stuff like that, just to make the exotics a little bit more of a viable weapon to use. Maybe they're going to use. Maybe they're doing that because of the new 4 exotic weapons. Again, if you didn't see that, then check out the video at the end. For the PTS, for those that are lucky enough to get on it, everyone will have max DTEC to try the new recalibration station. So that is pretty decent. And just linking in with the PTS, we've been talking about it. They've actually come up with like a new change. And it's actually the last point I'm going to make today, where basically they've got a sign-up page. So whereas before, those people just kind of, you sat still and you kind of waited, am I going to get the code? Am I not? That's still the case. Just going to touch upon it again. If you did have a PTS code for 1.7, you will automatically be given it for 1.8. However, if you don't want to wait that long and you don't have a code, there is a sign-up page. Now, although I don't have the details for you guys, it's a really nice addition. So it's a real quick recap. The actual video was 35 minutes. Again, I will link it in. However, these are the main points which were mentioned. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. I do try and give you as much information as possible. If you did want more information or at least more Division videos, then hit that subscribe button and make sure you tick that bell for more updates. If not, a like would be greatly appreciated. Have a great day, guys.